Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
Hey all, how's it going? Hope you're doing fantastic. One sec, I can hear myself. There we go. Can't hear myself anymore. Beautiful. It's how I like it. Hope you guys are going good. Hope you've been doing well since I saw you yesterday. Saw some of you yesterday. Some of my real ride or dies were watching me play some Diablo 2 yesterday. And the rest of you fake Monster Rancher fans were just like, where's the Monster Rancher? Where's the beef, baby? Hey, Fenric! I don't know if the sounds are working, but I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I did a little bit of updating, like tiny little updates to the stream because I had to reset all my authorization tokens and shit like that. Just quiet? Okay, I wonder. Let me do a test real quick. Big fakers confirmed. That's what I'm saying. We caught him out. Okay, if I do subscriptions and I send a test alert.
I want to play video games.
Born too late to explore the earth.
I gotta figure out a way to
Born just in time to spam memes.
Stop text to speech. But yeah. Quiet as enemy intending. Oh, Diablo 2 stream it is. Oh, gotcha. I was there. See, that's my fault. I don't know how to read. I am a Monster Rancher player, so I am illiterate. I thought you said it, and not I. I accidentally turned down my audio exactly when Fenric subbed, so I have no idea if the sound went through or not, but that's fine. My abundance of stash gave me stash envy, so I had to stop watching. Damn. Yeah, this is not abundance of stash. It is lack of a beard. I've just I've been lazy. So I'm like kind of hobo-y. We're getting hobo-y. I think this week I'm going to shave it off. Probably not tomorrow because I got to wake up at like 6 for work, but then most likely the day after. I'm not really feeling it. It just is there. Littlest hobo? That's me. There's a place. Keeps on calling me. Down the road. That's where I'll always be. So, I have... Hold on, there's something I wanted to check. Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Okay, so yeah, just looking. Goat, so my loot stash? Damn! My stash was pretty sick. I do have a pretty good stash for considering it's like 2 characters. So Goat, those the extra ones you posted to the Discord, those are just duplicates of the ones you got in the set? That's crazy. So they gave you like 3 whole ass worms, like 2 Melners. That's awesome. Yeah, because Goat and I kind of went in together to buy a bunch of Monster Hunter Battle Cards monsters, and he was showing me some of the stuff, and then he posted, because he's like, I'm gonna post a bunch of different stuff to the Discord. I'm like, okay, cool, for like all the dupes that he picked up, and there's so many dupes. They're very cool though. Anyway, we got some Monster Rancher tonight. Hope you guys are in the mood for a tournament. Also, I adjusted my encoder settings a little bit, so I think the issue I was having yesterday is not gonna be apparent now. I can close this. I don't need that. I got too many windows open. Yes, everything is looking copacetic right now. So, exclamation mark bracket if you want to see it. It is pinned in both chats. We got 31 monsters tonight. There are 12 monsters from DXBL rank C, lightweight, that got a high enough ranking to advance to the next round. Let me pull up the standings real quick, just so I can take a look at them real quick. We got Pretty Fly, Spitonio, R-Type, Try Dodging, James Pond, Siren, Lame Marvis, Coitus, Notatomo, Rip the Whip, Karazakar, Thanatos DX, and Tactical Nuke all had records that were good enough to be first done or above, and so they are automatically getting a bye. And then everyone else is fighting tonight. So, cool mix of guys. Let's get this game started. Cool mix of guys, just like a David Dakota film. All right. Woo. My Sharona. I'm looking for this. That's what I'm looking for. Got a bunch of different monsters tonight. It's cool when it's not just like a bunch of the same, you know? Okay, so I don't have someone fighting tonight, because Rip the Whip is technically like my boy Chiquita Yita. He has qualified for the playoffs of his respective rank. I'm gonna do a bet for the very first match. We're probably not gonna bet for everything. 31 monsters? I don't know if we could do it. We'll try. But I need to oh, you know what? I did post that. Hold on one sec. Tournament. Alright. I'm just tagging people in the Monster Rancher Discord that were live. You can buy a lottery ticket if he wins. Looking for some crazy stuff today? I think we're gonna see it. So my camera's like super off. Better. Look at that. Alright, I need random match. Why am I acting like I don't know what I'm doing? First off, we got Hoy Quartlow and Piss Baby. There's a couple of monsters playing tonight. Oh no, there's no monsters playing tonight that haven't fought yet. But there will be some in middleweight and heavyweight. Monsters that were added late to the what do you call it? That were added late to the DXBL that basically added after we stopped the regular season. And then we'll get a chance to play just like everyone else. Alright, let me get a prediction going. I gotta go get the tea I was making. I will be right back. Give me 1 sec. Don't have a rank C. The old man is rank B somehow. He's doing good. Grandfathered in. He's just, he's too strong. Okay, BRB. Alright, we're back. We're back. What do we got? 76% on the mock. People are liking Piss Baby. Here we go. Energy Steel opener. Alright. Jesus, real off the hop as well. He's dead. He's dead. Joe might be good. He might be good. 69 on energy, still misses the second time. 1-2 hook miss at 77. 79 miss as well. No one can land a damn thing. 40 seconds left in the match. Leaf cutter at 99. That's our first hit of the match. 30 seconds left. We got Magic Pot's a pretty good play here. He's hit with the headbutt. A little bit of damage. He gets the anger. Good grits. Or good guts, sorry. Double hook. How about the double overhooks? Beat his ass. Game number 3. Here we go. Energy Steel opener. Hits it again. Huge withering. Big damage. Piss Baby in a pretty good spot. Goes for Leaf Gatling. It's not enough to kill. Puts him into the yeller. The hook at 73 is going to miss. Hoy Corlo just... Oh, he's having a hard time. Having a hard time finding his mark. And he's done. That's unfortunate. The tree's going to win. Tree wins it. And betters win their money. Thrice dice and Bucchiarati. Bucchiarati. Mamma mia. That reminds me of the old country. Bucchi. Is it better for Mock to open with Energy Steel or Twisters? If the opponent can't dodge? It comes down to... That looks more legit. It's the Pixie. This is some other thing. I'm pretty sure it's the Pixie. I'll have to look it up again. I do believe Buki was like, yes. Okay. I feel like I gotta look this up real quick. The other one was like close enough that it's spooky. This is the right one. Okay, so let's get some more predictions going. "30-second predictions." Yeah, JoJo reference. Everything else they made is also JoJo reference. That's how I figured it out. That tea's way too hot, man. That shit is way too hot. There we go, a little bit more light on my face. You guys can see my gnarly facial hair. What do we got? Everybody betting on the worm. It's not even a worm, it's a caterpillar. About 70% on Thrice Dice as it comes to a close. Flame, big miss. Thrice Dice does have, like, the power build. It's got Kamikaze. It's got Giant Whip. That's all you need. 99 guts on Buki, though. Hits a tail swing, not going to do much of anything. Bolts can still win it. Having a hard time landing anything, though. 9%. Oh. Oh, 9%? Misses the pat. Heal rate's going to miss as well. 5 seconds left on the clock. Double critical hit rate. It's not going to matter. Thrice Dice takes it. Hey, Zoid, how are you doing? Game number 2. Tanking with that huge defense stat is allowing it a couple more additional chances to attack, but it's kind of hard to hit at 9%, you know? 1% even. Jesus. Unfortunate first matchup for, like, an anti-tank, right? Like, having to fight a speedster as an anti-tank. Still win this 4% on Flame. Had a shot. 1 in 25 chance. Would have done it. Didn't hit it. Alright, let me update scores real quick. Thrice Dice 2-0. Next up we got Duckwild and Surprise. Never tell me the odds? My bad. We really got a duck fight, eh? Alright, which duck do you like more? The one who's got a little bit more life? Or the one who's got a little bit more speed? It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, let's go. Prediction is live. Who do you like? We got a brother match. It's like 2 Spider-Men? Exactly, it is like 2 Spider-Men. 2 ducks pointing at each other. Where is my... You don't need to be down there, you can be up here. Surprise? What do we got? Everybody liking Surprise. Alright. Well, that was our first Buster bet of the night. Nobody bet on Duckwild, which is going to make me think it's okay to just skip betting for the next little bit. Oh, the beam shower, big damage. Shows based on color of teams. Okay. Frantic Beam missed 22%. Down a little bit of damage. Surprise won the first one, right? I'm already, like, lost. I know a duck and one. You're saying practically since we can't see their movesets? Oh, crit flutter slap? Wild one? Alright, we're going to game 3 then. Barely. One duck must be victorious. Here we go. Frantic Beam. Misses the Frantic Beam. The bounce staying up 40%. Big damage. Ooh, frantic beam hits. We're even. We got Fury. We got a Furious Duck. What's he going to do with that Fury? He's going to hit the Flutter Slab. Huge damage from a weak-ass attack. And then he gets smoked. He's got 1 life in a dream. Hits his own I-beam. That's it. That's it. 1 beam in a dream. Nobody gets any money. You all failed. Next up, Bapper and TT. The big Bapper. All channel points are mine. Yum, yum, yum. Mmm. Ice cream so good. Remember that? Remember that was the thing? That was the thing for like 3 weeks. And now, like, the engagement bait shit is, like, way more heinous and, like, super racist and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of vertical content because it drives my brain crazy. I don't know. It's gross. TT's still in this? Everyone's still in this. Alright, Bapper and TT. Here we go. Twister Claw, big damage to start things off. Gives him a little smooch. No damage, but does get rid of all his guts, so he cannot attack right away. Gets kicked right in the head. He's doing okay, though. Shrugs it off. Dodges the second one. Hits another Twister Claw. Gives her power. She's going to do double damage now. What do we got? High kick at double damage. Not a very strong move, but it was something. Ray's going to hit with double damage as well. Let's go. TT wins game number 1. Game 2. Another Twister Claw. Misses this one. First miss of the night for him. Slash Claw miss. 1-2 punch. Gives him a little bop bop. To the Bapper. Bapper's still living though. Slash Claw. A little bit of damage. 2 in a row. Puts her down to half health. This is the third kick. Gonna miss. She's got a lot of guts in reserve. She's gonna do extra damage. Slash Claw miss again. TT slight lead right now. Hits another 1-2 punch. A kiss. Gives him big smooch. Oh my god. She wears him down. What a lockout. TT wins her first match of the DXBL. It was bound to happen. And it happened in... she did everything she needed to. The Mold and Nurple up next. TT did what TT does. Okay, I forget who's... Nurple was like a one-time monster, right? I think it's fought once. Okay, it is this one, yeah. I was right. A little under the cap. That's right, I do remember this. Alright. We got the Mold and we got the Nurple. You're a TT believer? It's a belated Women's Day miracle. This is the best Christmas ever. This is the best International Women's Day ever. Alright, here we go. Long punch. It hits. Okay. Next set, or next game. Dodge the shockwave. He's still in it. Nurple. A little bit of damage. A little bit of damage. Puts the Mold down to half health. Another long punch. Can't dodge it, though. Alright. The Mold. Moving on. Moving on. Got your necklace upstairs on purpose. Sucker Punch and Generous. We like our vocal stems, don't we, folks? Even if nobody else knows what we're talking about. Just singing random lines from random songs. It was your golden ticket scam. Always made us laugh. It's not even like a big hit from Polar Bear Club. Like, I don't expect anyone to know Polar Bear Club to begin with. But then, like, a song from, like, their 4th album or something. You guys weren't listening to that, but that's okay. It's like when NL talks about fucking Bob Dylan or something, and it's like, how... Like, nobody knows, like, the 9th song on Bob Dylan's, like, 14th studio album. But he's singing it. I'm like that with just, like, random punk bands. I also suppose it's different when you have 11,000 people watching your stream. There's a better chance a couple of people know what's going on. Generous. Big damage. I always forget how weird Purple Swazo looks. He looks like a Harlequin baby. He's got serious skin issues. Holy. Put you in the jar. 30% Mystic Pot, or Magic Pot rather. It hits it. Misses it that time. We get a little telekinesis in the way. Another one. Ooh, 1-2 uppercut. Not enough to kill. Generous still in it. Another telekinesis. Still behind. Has a little bit more guts than his opponent. He's going to need something bigger here to finish it off. Tail Assault. Honestly, not a bad call. Hits the spit. It crits. Dodges the telepathy. Psych or punch is in it. He's winning by... No, he's losing by a slight amount. It's very close. Yes. Behind by about 2%. Game 3. Here we go. Misses the Mystic Pot. Telekinesis. The jar. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. I know you lost the mirror match? Yeah. It's pretty close. Went to game 3. Alright. Generous wins that one, but he did get put in the jar, so... Good luck, have fun, and Pink up next. Pink. Hopper time. What happens when you enter... One of these days, I'm going to actually update my file. Maybe that's something I do this week. To not have the mods on anymore. This is a regular-ass queen plant. It's been reskinned into looking like a plant dragon. I apologize to Pink. But though the name is funny, because it's not Pink. Not anymore. Losing's whatever, the builds are so close, doesn't really teach me anything. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference in life and skill, or life and speed, right? Scarred for life, let's see how it affects him in future matches, yeah. Part of a meta play. Ooh, jump low, big damage. Jump low, misses. Rapid flick. Big ol' miss. Lifesteal, oh, get smoked. Good luck, have fun, and then just pollinated. Get pollinated, idiot. Game number 2, here we go. Ooh, Rapid Flick miss at 67%. Root combo, pretty similar to Rapid Flick in what it does. Plant combo gonna do huge damage. Gives him power though. Power jab even will do a lot of damage. Power Flick, lands something, down to about 60% health. Dodges the pollen, another Power Flick. He needs something a little bit bigger than Flick here to win in one hit, but he's still living. Oh, gets hit with another pollen. Is that gonna be it? It is it. Pink. Pollinating his way to victory. 2-0. Cyborg and Tigiak. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look this up because I do not. Cyborg is Josh. Longest power proc ever? That was huge, yeah. Abnar. Welcome. Alright. We got a reggae plant. We got a big spaceman robot. Battle for the ages. Here we go. The earthquake. Big damage to start things off. TGAG in a little bit of trouble here. Okay, in a lot of trouble. That's it. We're going to game 2. Base drill. Good chunk of damage. Cyborg down to about 2/3 health. Gonna do... Oh my god, the crit kick was enough? I didn't expect that. Okay. C'est la vie. It's Monster Rancher. That was a whole set. Astrolad and Recoil Rex up next. Well, if you liked looking at that golem, you'll get to look at him a little bit more. Not yet, but there is another Astro later. This dude's name is Astro, and he's not an Astro. It always trips me up. Remember Wally going very differently? When he fought Plant Bob Marley? Yeah, Bob Marley beat his ass. Okay, Recoil Rex. I forgot that its life was so low. Double grit comeback. It happens. Had the better fighter luck just be like that? So you went from oh it's so similar I can't possibly know what's better or like what to do to I obviously had the better monster and I lost because luck hated me. I don't know, man. I think it might be a little bit of cope. That's okay though, we've all been there. Oh, the fireball, the one shot, beat his ass. These matches are speedy tonight? Yeah, they're flying. Firebomb opener? Firebomb closer? It wasn't enough. Astrolad's still in it. He's got real. Doesn't have enough guts to attack. Oh, the foolery. Couldn't do anything about it. Slash combo. Dodges the slash combo. Hits the fireball. Holy, put him on his butt. Recoil Rex. Just blasting. So anyway, I started blasting. Bitsy and Pew Q up next. The Hopium meme? Yeah, dude, that shit was so funny with the big syringe. One of his students made that. What a good bit. Speaking of a good bit, Bitsy versus Pew Q. Here we go. A little baby doll and a grown lady. The twister kick. My kick is better than yours. My kick can walk right through the door. Giga Ray gonna land. We're going to game number 2. Didn't know the lore? No, that was the bit. Was that he was gonna show off something his students had made, and he accidentally posted that. Oh, kicked. The kick at 88 miss, pretty big. Bolt gonna do a good chunk of damage. Weapon throw, a couple in a row could do it here. The lightning gonna finish him off. Pew Q winning that one 2-0. Azorius and Nero up next. Oh, yeah, okay, maybe it was his own painting, that's right. Okay. More low life builds. The low life builds are great for me because they die quick as hell. Million stabs. Going to game 2. You won that tournament? Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, egrets. He's in it. It's not going down like that. Alright, he's going down like that. Oh, poor horse, man. Well, that was it. You got him.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
That'll happen. Big Mike and Turkish Hair up next.
Oh no, I need your help burying his body. Oh, bring some towels and some garbage bags.
I'm just realizing this, but is Big Mike like a reference to a thing, like my my Kato video, or my Mew video, or is it just a name? Because it's a bit I use in the Mew video, and I'm just realizing that now. Tor got clowned, yeah. Poor horse. Poor horseman of the apocalypse. Turkish Hair. Big Mike. Big Mike the monkey. Here we go. Monkey and rabbit. Straight. A little bit of damage. The monkey punch. Boomerang. The low life builds are saving us so much time, man. Holy moly. Cool in theory, but getting smoked. Gas at 88 is gonna miss. And GG's. Been trying. It's fun. They're fun builds. Nicotine and Stinky up next. So I was talking about this the other day. I am going to open, what do you call it? I'm going to open up Deluxe Cup to a second monster. If you are interested in raising a second monster. I know a lot of people are like, oh, there's like a fun guy I want to make, but also, you know, Metal Nerd's legal, so I got to worry about making something optimal. And so, like, I have to choose, and that sucks. And so now we're letting people do 2 monsters. This isn't the 2021 Deluxe Cup. We're not going to have 200 entrants this year. So I figure, yeah, we got some space to let people run some more. Going double dragon? Damn. NES style. I love that. Melner is definitely legal. Clap my cheeks 20 times in practice bug testing. It's a strong monster. I do think there are a couple of builds that will do well against it. I don't think there's a lot of builds that will, like, beat its ass. But I do think there are a couple of builds, like a couple of new monsters that are particularly strong. Ooh, Stinky with the slash claw. Waiting for Naga Metal Nerd to appear on more Monsters mod. I don't even know if it will adjust Naga's stats at all. I think it might be the same as Ripper. I'd have to do the math, though. Naga's what? 10 or 11? Ooh, and the slash claws. New monster, so the mod is allowed? Yep. Stinky. Going stink mode. Wins that one 2-0. Duckenstein and Wayward Son. With an A. Mandela's not getting me. Naga's 11? Alright, so let me do the math real quick. 11 times 0.6, 6.6. I already knew that. I didn't need a calculator for that. 6.4, 6.6. Gives it 9. So Naga Metal Nerd has 9. And then 6.6, 9.4. So it doesn't change it. It's almost half, like 0.5 guts faster, but just because of the way the breakpoints work, it won't be any faster than a regular Ripper. Da 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 down, ba da da down, bueno, 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 bow 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 bow, da 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 bow bow down. That's my favorite Duck and Stain song. Oh, it hits him with the tentacles. The double charge, still in it. 2 missiles again, 2 life, 2 missiles, too fast, too furious. Hits him with a big flattening out with the power. You got big smooshed. Game number 2, here we go. What a rough matchup. Mono's always able to carry on. Yeah. I can't think of another Kansas song. Did Kansas have another song? The wall wins. Dust in the Wind? That was Kansas? Okay. Trolley Ollie and Beware of Dog up next. Beware. Bewaro. One hit wonder band? They're apparently at least a 2-hit wonder. I close my eyes. Bump it down. Down. Bump it down. Diving press. All right, give him a big smoosh. Only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Bump it. Same song. Oh, it didn't kill him. The tongue slap will though. Beware a Dog. Taking game number 1. Game 2, here we go. Kamikaze. Oh, and the giant wheel, he's got 3 life and power. What's he gonna do with the power? Power diving press? Pretty funny. Pretty nice. 900 damage on the crit. That might have been an assist from me. I think I willed that into an existence a little bit. Alright, next round, we got Mock Swagger and Piss Baby. We got Mock Fight? A mock trial with Jay Reinhold? You can call that an assist, but it was funny. It can be both. Always nice to see power diving press, I know. We got 2 matches back to back where we won by smooshing. Alright, here we go. 2 trees throw hands in a forest doesn't make a sound? Yeah. It's a mock ditto, I can't miss this? No, you gotta watch. What are you doing that's more important right now than watching 2 trees headbutt each other to death? Who hears the sound? Me. Through The Shining. I can speak to the trees. My name is the Lorax. Nothing? Exactly. How does dogs always manage to choose that move is beyond me. Must have something to do with the size or something. Yeah, it's, there's something about... Well, I mean, he doesn't have anything in slot 4 most of the time, right? Because the monster doesn't have anything in slot 4... And because he's a big guy, he ends up in slot 3 a lot. Just look at the bracket. You mean the one time I Monster won I wasn't watching? Probably. We're going to game 3. When a force headbutts the other, count as logging. It's like we. The bit's gone. I waited too long. I was gonna say something, and then I'm like, is it funny? And then it took too long. We're done. That's all right. Sometimes you bust her out. 2-1 for Piss Baby. Thrice Dice and Duck Wild. You either got to commit to the bit, like the joke you're going to say, or you got to be like, no, hold on, there's something here. And then that little buffer gives you the clearance to, like, workshop a bad joke. If you don't say that, and you don't immediately hit the QTE, you just have to let it go. You can't be like, I'm going to be silent for 10 seconds as I debate whether or not this joke is worth saying. You can't do that. That's some beginner streamer shit. And we're advanced beginner streamer class. Duckin is peak character design. He is pretty sick. I do think Duckin is one of the most, like, well-realized monsters in the game for sure. Okay, here we go. We got the dice. We got the duck. If you can duck a dice, you can dodge a ball. Giant Whip 2%. Man, oh man. Kamikaze at 30 though. 2 swings, big miss. Beam Sharp 42, big miss. Alright, we gotta hit Thrice Dice down to half health. This is the I-beam. It's not over yet. Bound Charge would have run down the clock. He won it whether or not it hit. Is Duckin also the construct the same way Raki is lore-wise? I don't know what the deal with Duckin is. Because you just, like, make the toy, and then it's like, there's also an animal that is the toy. Like, I don't know what the vibes are on the duck. I think he's less evil. I think he's still a bad-natured monster, if I remember correctly. But he's not, like, Raki evil. A lot of the monsters are haunted toys? Well, there's 3. Including Mew, right? Duck be Wilden? Barely wins that one. He needed the 1 hit. Duck gets out of that unscathed, and he's got to fight Piss Baby. Plus 50 nature for Duckin? Really? I thought Duckin was a bad-natured mon. All we are is ducks in the wind. Quack, 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 quack. TT and the Mold up next. That sounds like a 70s band name. Is Ghost a haunted hat? Ghost? I mean, maybe, technically. He's a haunted magic kit. He's like the Vincent Price egg magic. Missing the shoes, except, like, he's haunted the whole box of shit. Dude, that just makes me think back to fucking Mammon King and how they just used, like, what do you call it? They just used, like, a Unity asset pack for all the monsters in the game. I completely forgot I was gonna make a video on Mammon King. Because it just, like, came and went in the collective conscience so quickly. It's not worth me just ragging on it being boring and stupid. Because I don't think it's that bad. I just think it's lazy as hell. It's like the first time in my life I've, like, played a video game and made the cardinal sin of being like, damn, these devs are lazy. You know, the chance of being killed by a duck is really low, but never 0. It's true. It is true. But yeah, they, Mammon King used Unity assets for all the monster designs. And then, basically retrofitted, like, descriptions for the monsters to, like, make it more interesting. So there's this guy who is, like, a little wizard with, like, a skull staff. And they're like, actually, the skull is the monster. And he, like, inhabited a pile of rags to make it look like a wizard. and there's like a skeleton enemy with a sword and shield, and it's like, actually it's a bunch of microscopic organisms who are like making the bones move. And it's like, no man, that's a Unity asset skeleton. What the fuck are you talking about? Trying so hard to like make it interesting. Alright, game 3, here we go. It's a fair thought to have sometimes for real. It's just like, I think if it wasn't sold as like, I love Monster Rancher, I wish there's more Monster Rancher, this is my dream project, I would, if it wasn't sold that way, I would give it so much more leeway. But it's not your fucking dream project, it's an asset flip. You didn't make anything in the game. You programmed it. The programming's still difficult and like takes effort. But like, you didn't make any of the stuff in the game. Like, someone got paid for the brain work? I mean, he paid like 2 devs like 160K to like make it on weekends over the course of 2 years or something like that. Which is like, if you think about it, like 2 devs getting paid 80 grand, maybe working on it like 20 hours a week, 10 hours a week for 2 years. It's not that much money, but it's, I don't know, man. It is a lot to bankroll by yourself, but it's not that much in like the scope of an actual video game. But it is a lot when you realize that they spent like $100 on asset packs. So it's like, what did they spend 2 years doing? Like, I know making games is difficult, and I'm trying real hard not to be super down on that aspect of it, but like art and like direction and concept and like storyboarding and stuff like that, all of that shit takes a lot of time. And if you don't have to do any of that, and you don't have to do it, like, there's no design elements at all you have to put together, then what are you doing? If you can make a good game scaled up slightly for a little bit more, I feel like it'd still be profitable. The thing that's like nice is that it did pretty well, so he's going to bankroll like a better game. Like, that's what he's saying. But I mean, I thought this was supposed to be the good game in the first place, so I don't know. A lot of good marketing around a really, really lackluster game. But that said, there are so many people who are like, I'm gonna make my new Monster Rancher game, and then they don't even like finish, like they don't pull the trigger. A game that kind of sucks and is done is a million times better than a game that is potentially very good but no one can play it, right? That's why, like, I always cringe a little bit when somebody like pops into the Discord or the Monster Rancher Reddit and they're like, I want to make a Monster Rancher type game. What do you guys think would work well in a Monster Rancher game? And it's like, brother, if you don't have the vision, I have no faith in you, like, pulling the project off. Like, because it's not like a labor of love at that point. And you're not doing it solely for commerce. Like, Mammon King. Anyway, is that 2-0? Or is that's 2-0, right? I can rewatch on Twitch now. No, I can watch on YouTube. That's what it is. So he won that one. Is it just one fight? It was just one fight, I think. No, it was 2 fights. Yeah, it's tough to have faith in that sort of thing, because most of them don't have that complete vision ready. That's, honestly, as much as there's, like, being an ideas guy is, like, maybe the least valuable thing in, like, game dev, because everybody's an ideas guy, right? If you can like bring something else to the team, like maybe you know a little bit of coding, or maybe you know, like, you're able to like throw some like art together or something like that, you're like infinitely more valuable than just a guy who's like, what if we did this instead? Especially in like smaller teams. But if you don't have that even, like, come on, man. It's like that guy who made like the MS Paint Monster Rancher thing that like everyone was talking about, like, this looks like shit, and it did. Like, no offense. It's hard to not be offended by that. It looked really, really bad, but also there's no way they didn't know it looked really, really bad. Still technically a finished game, right? They still were like, this is what I want the game to be like, and I'm gonna make it. Did it deserve to be $9? No. Did it deserve to be $1? Probably not still. It's like, it's a project. It's a child's project. But it's done. And hit and print is super, super difficult. To me, Duckin feels like a Christmas toy good guy, hence why you go to Winterland for the glue. Never really thought about him in terms of like as like a Christmas toy, but it does make sense. He's like kind of ornament vibed. You need more than ideas to get a game going, but if you go in on a theme and really commit to it, then you'll have something. Yeah. I think it's just, if you don't have the vision, you're probably not excited about it. You're excited about the idea of making something, but you're not excited about the project itself. Monster Rancher does love Christmas. Yeah, there's so much promo art for Monster Rancher and Christmas. Finished games worth supporting people that want to make a game. At least a bit of honesty goes a long way. I just... the problem is that we just see it too much, right? We just see people all the time who are like, I'm making a game. And it's like, are you? Because the next line in that sentence, or the next line in your paragraph was, give me some ideas about what my game should be about. You're not making a game. You haven't started. You've got nothing right now. I gotta start watching these to see what's actually happening in these matches. At least I can go forward now. Okay, it's 1-1, yeah. For a Elf on the Shelf now for Duckin' in the Kitchen. That doesn't... That's pretty bad. Have an official Christmas-themed Monster Rancher luggage? Yeah, is that the one where, like, Gaboo is, like... He's got, like, the little hat on? The conceptualization phase should be with you and your team, not your audience. No, what you do is you put out a thing. Say, hey, we made a thing. Can we get some feedback on it? Not, hey, can we get some feedback on what our ideas should be? Like, that's crazy, man. So it's not, I'm not against the idea of people making Monster Rancher type games. I'm not against the idea of anybody like putting out a game that IMO is kind of shitty. Because, you know, it's not really up to me. Like, you made the thing. If you enjoy it, it's fine. It's your thing. If it's just a project, then it's just a project. And if it's something that, like, you're finished and you're proud of, even if I think it's bad, it doesn't really matter. Like, you made the thing. Congratulations. Like, you've done more than 99% of people. But a concept I thought had potential, at least for Garden Monsters. I honestly don't think it has potential. It's just somebody learning how to use RPG Maker. But it's fine. You got to start somewhere. I do think the person who made it is like really young, or, you know, they're obviously new to game dev, and that's fine. But as much as that was like kind of crappy, that's so much better than people who post like, what are some things you liked about Monster Rancher that I can incorporate in my new game? Damn, it hits him with the lightning, eh? Make bad stuff, it's the only way you make good stuff later. Exactly, 100%. Dude, I've got like mixed CDs and stuff, like not mixed CDs, but like CDRs of like songs I wrote when I was a teenager, and like they're shitty, but I had to like get through that phase before I made stuff that was a little bit better. Used to be games all had different systems and dynamics in first-gen games. Now we have definitely stagnated with systems. With the systems they work with now. Games all had different systems and dynamics in first-gen games. Now we have definitely stagnated with the systems they work with now. I mean, that's not really true at all. That's some survivorship bias if I've ever heard it. Got a game dev in the restrictions of the engines used? Yeah. Not too. Big Mike and Stinky. Oh, shit. Stinky not being monkey always throws me off. I've been trying to think of a better elf on the shelf for ducking. That isn't just like fucking. Because that doesn't even make sense. Because I was critical of Kitchen and I'm like, I gotta come up with something better. But I don't think there is anything better. I just don't think it works. I think you may have hit the highest rated answer on survey says, but I do not think it might have been the best possible outcome. PS1 and N64 had more creativity with their use of space. Now everyone uses loading screens and animations in the same way. That's, again, I can't possibly agree with that. Can't be the highest one, even I cringed. It's pretty bad, but I can't think of anything better. Damn, Big Mike unkillable, eh? Aerial Claw, big damage. Does he give him power? No. Big Mike chilling, though. Hits the thwack. A double thwack. Misses the second one. Stinky's got a shot here. Go for something accurate if he wants to win. Hits the slash claw. It's still not enough. 2 in a row, though. That'll do it. Stinky wins game number 2. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding what you're saying, but I don't know if I agree with like the exact words there. Big Mike gonna win that one on a single thwack. Look at that. Wayward Son and Beware of Dog. Ducking doesn't want to normalize the surveillance state for children. He's too nice. He's got 50 nature. That elf is like Raki coded. They're like minus 80 or some shit. I think what we're seeing more in like current game dev is people taking ideas that already exist and like being really, really successful with them. But outside of like a few outliers, knockoffs were like not particularly successful. I don't think there's anything wrong with making a knockoff game. I think if you make a game that's like, what do you call it? It's like formulaic or like indicative of another game that already exists, then as long as you're doing something interesting with like the same type of mechanics, that's fine. Because the idea that like this game did it so no one can ever do it again is like, what if I want more of that game? What if the game was really good? Like I really liked Windswept because of that. Like I love Donkey Kong Country 2. I want more games like that. The new Donkey Kong Country games, good games, they don't feel the same as Donkey Kong Country like 2 and 3. But I really like Windswept because I'm like, I wanted something that's a little bit more like Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3. Hytale in Minecraft? I never played Hytale. It does look exactly like Minecraft, though. The 3 bites. The 6 bites, baby. We're going to game 3. Like getting more of the game you love? Yeah. Exactly. You get it. Ooh. Big damage there. 3 bites, big miss. Flattening L. Man, oh man. Alright. So, we have our first group of monsters that have moved on to the playoffs. Round 2. Congratulations to Piss Baby, Duckwild, The Mold, Pink, Recoil Rex, Azorius, Big Mike, and Wayward Son. We got to roll through losers to see who is going to make it to the next round with them. Buki and Surprise up first. And that makes the original go back to that style or make a follow-up all more sweet. Yeah, that's sick too. And also, like, you can iterate, right? The idea, honestly, what's really funny, and I've talked about this before, is the whole, like, having Monkey Puncher described to me and then playing Monkey Puncher was such a, like, such a weight off my shoulders. Because so much of, like, the game I'm working on, or been working on, or, like, kicking the can around in my head about for many, many moons, is so Monkey Puncher coded that getting to play Monkey Puncher, like, just solidified the idea that, like, I'm onto something, that there's something there. Even though it's, like, 70% the same game that was in my brain. The game I have in my brain and have been, like, slowly working on is more complicated. There's more stuff going on than in Monkey Puncher. But Monkey Puncher serves as, like, such a good proof of concept for me. And I remember explaining this to someone, and they're like, it was the person who showed me Monkey Puncher. And they're like, oh, sorry, like, I had to burst your bubble like that. And it's like, no, man, like, it's not like, oh, no, my idea's been done. It's like, no, this thing I thought was really cool turns out is really fucking cool. And I can just, you know, see what Monkey Puncher did poorly and, like, not do that. It's a learning experience. It's pretty good. It's pretty good to play games and get, like, inspired, right? But also I think a lot of people, like, when they talk about Monster Rancher or whatever, the biggest reason I don't have faith in it is because they seem to be approaching the game, their game dev, from the perspective of how can I make it like another game, or like what are some other things in the game that were good, instead of like just art or, you know, media in general. I feel like you need to, like, have a pretty robust diet of different, like, movies and books and TV shows and stuff like that, because then it makes the ideas less symmetrical to something that already exists. It's more like a mishmash of shit. Like the thing that people pretend AI is doing, right? Like, oh, it's putting stuff together. That's no different than the human condition. Oh, okay. I'm sorry that, like, you know, people in your life haven't told you how much you suck, and that's led to this, like, delusion that computers are people, but... Hey, Spinda, how are you doing? Like, that's the shit that gets me, man, is there's so many, like, think pieces now about how it's like, who's to say if AI is real consciousness or not? I can't say. I couldn't possibly say. I'm not narcissistic enough to pretend that I understand what consciousness is. And it's like, no, you're just a fucking moron who gets paid a lot of money to pretend that you're a philosophy major. Like, it's all of these... The part that's, like, most annoying about it is that they don't realize how fucking embarrassing they're being. Right? Like, it's all these people who are like, the humanities and soft sciences don't matter, STEM above all else, I'm gonna build myself a robot that can think. And then when they have to do the fucking humanities bit for the first time in their life, they're starting at zero. They have no framework for like how to have like a basic philosophical like conversation or like thought process. So they start off where we all started off when we were like cynical 14-year-olds who thought we were smarter than everyone else. Like that's the vibe they have. And it's like, damn, dude. I bet like, who do you think would have won in an argument? You or fucking Paul Dano's character from Little Miss Sunshine? AI is totally real people. They have their own Reddit. Yeah, I know. Gonna draw you again? Thank you for drawing me. Use case for AI is moot. The resource drain and real world damage it makes a net negative regardless. I mean, the thing is that the resource drain is the capitalist aspect of AI, right? It's only resource heavy in the West. It's not resource heavy in Asia. Also, there's plenty of good applications for it. It's just that they're mostly like medical, and they're not things that like lay people can actually use in a way that is not, like you said, like horrendously draining on the environment. They're done in niche applications by people who, like scientists, who understand what they're doing, not just fucking around with like ChatGPT. Purpose-built systems, not just like random LLMs. Nurple wins game 1. But yeah, the whole thing does need to crash. It's kind of the same thing as like crypto, right? And like blockchain technology, like there are applications of it. It's just that the applications that are actually interesting are like the uninteresting ones. And it being, you know, hyped up to be like the next coming of Christ or whatever is actively like detrimental to it. They were rebooting the Bible and other holy books with AI. That's sick. You know what? Maybe I've been turned around on this whole thing. That's cool as hell. These people are freaks. I love it. Damn, Nurple gonna hit him with the power? He got his ass. Sucker punch and good luck, have fun. The thing I would like to see less of, and you know, it's from like good meaning, like well-meaning people most of the time, is like, hey guys, look at this thing I've been working on. I've just been vibe coding this, and this is what the computer made for me. It's like, dude, I don't care. Like, figure your shit out first. And then if it's good enough, just fucking show us. Don't be like... Don't put me in the position where I have to, like, grit my teeth and, like, not cause a scene, you know? Like, that shit happens in the Monster Rancher Discord all the time. Like, oh, I'm vibe coding tools for so-and-so. And it's like, cool, 90% of the shit is already figured out. Do you want... like a cookie? Like, do you want someone to be like, oh, good boy, you're doing good work, like you and your computer? Oh man, like what the fuck do you want? Like you're rehashing work that's already been done by real people, and you're like, guys, look at this thing I made. Like, fuck off, dude. That's just, it's annoying because it's like you put everyone in a position where it's either they got to get in a fight about AI, or you get fucking moody because they ignore you. Get your external validation elsewhere, exactly. Data centers actually make people sick. Yeah, it's just straight. It's like turning the water into like cancer. Like, it's awful. Can't advocate for use as is. But I mean, like most things, it's simply ruined by capitalism. If there was not an arms race to like own the entire economy, you would have your cancer detection AI systems, and you would have your other, like, you know, busy work replacement tools that wouldn't take like 90% of like the ocean to function. Anyway, that was a quick set. If the work were not AI, can we have cookies? If you're doing stuff to help out the scene, absolutely. All the cookies for you. Editor friends AI blames AI for not having a job. I mean, the problem is it's a lot of C-suite people who, you know, have lived so much of their lives by this point being insulated from actual criticism that they just think this stupid thing that everyone hates is actually really good because it's the future, and they want to be seen as someone who's forward-looking. So, you know, the thing that gets me, the thing that like really turned me around on it, I was never like, I'm not as anti-AI conceptually as a lot of people are. A lot of people are just like, I hate the idea that robots are doing stuff. I'm not really at that point. I'm more of like a, why are we replacing the things in life that matter most, i.e. the arts, with this shit, when we could be replacing things that nobody wants to do with this shit. But like, that's not what makes money. What makes money is telling people that they can matter. They can be good at stuff without having to try, right? And the thing that like made me like, you know, more against it, to like the point I am now, I'm more against it than I was when, you know, 2 years ago, is having to do all of these events where people talk about their AI usage in like a public speaking type setting. Because I do so many fucking events where there is some guy just citing fucking Atomic Habits or some other book that he read and making like $60,000 in engagement to like stand up and tell a bunch of like middle management people from Home Depot or whatever how to like change their lives. And it's always so glib and like saccharine and like trashy. Like there's like nothing, there's no value in anything they're saying. And I've been doing events like that for 10, 12 years now. And people, when AI popped up, I started seeing working all these events that were basically the exact same thing, but with AI instead of basic, you know, you gotta change your life. You gotta grab the reins. Be 1% better than yesterday. You know, like all the fucking Tony Robbins bullshit. It's the same type of thing except with AI, and that's what clicked for my head. Like, it's what clicked in my head, that it's just a Ponzi scheme. It's just selling things to people to sell things to people. It's like, you can be a better person without having to try. This is my punishment for lying my resume. I mean, the dollars I see come in every week make up for it. Bitsy and Nero. But I do have to deal with a lot of shit. Went to school for AI background 2000s. Amazing how fast AI turned to. I spun up an instance in Chat GPT. Please buy it. Yeah, I took an LLM that already exists and I put a wrapper on it. This is my new LLM. It's different. Or like the 9,000 Mechanical Turks where someone pretended to be an AI service and it was just like a bunch of guys in a warehouse. Shit just kept happening. All the AI commercials are hilarious. As someone who works in trades where AI is not an issue at the moment. It literally hasn't come up for me at all. And it was so funny talking to someone like in the audio industry, in the audio space, talking about how they use AI for like noise removal and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's a thing that's existed for like 7 years. Like, I use that on my stream a lot of the time, and it's not perfect because I'm not using it right now because I'm not running my dishwasher, but it is pretty good when I'm running my dishwasher. Just throw on a plugin and it does active noise removal for me. But acting as if it's like a new thing, and it's like you've bought into a trend because like this shit has been around. I'm sorry that like I don't know, it makes you feel important, or like makes you feel like Superman, that you can flip a switch and everything like works well, but like that's just like a basic tool that the rest of us have been using for half a decade or more. I don't know. Also, just on top of that, the I don't know. The idea that's like you need to do it or you're gonna lose your job is like, it's so... Okay, so that's that. I'm just making sure I got the 2-0 correct. Yeah, okay, I did get the 2-1 correct, sorry. It's I don't know, man. If anyone's trying to sell you something that much, it doesn't work. Like that's it. It's like the .com bubble. It was, everybody was just, you know, I have a new website. What does it do? Doesn't matter. $1 million, please. All right, sounds good. And the idea that like these companies couldn't possibly be that stupid is like crazy to everybody. You have like the fucking head of securities of the Bank of America talking about how she feels betrayed because Trump didn't lower inflation. Like, you know the president can't lower inflation. You run the fucking Bank of America. Also, you took him at his word. Like, you're making $1 million a year and you're stupid as hell. Everybody's stupid as hell. Just lie about stuff. That's where the whole like lying about on your resume thing comes from. Hearing people ideas for remodeling based on ChatGPT suggestions and plans is kind of a nightmare. Oh my god. Dude, looking on like any realtor site and like there's like a AI like floor plan. And it's like, oh, there's like, oh, you didn't think it was weird that there's 8 bathrooms? You have a portion of your bonus tied to how many times I ask Google Gemini a question each quarter? The questions you should be asking are like, is my boss the dumbest fucker on the planet? Just like over and over again. How stupid is management? How many times was my boss kicked in the head by a horse? I was at Thanksgiving party with my dad's side of the family. We were planning out a card game tournament between all of us. One of my cousins said ChatGPT could make us a bracket faster. His amount of sureness made me cringe internally. Also, could it? It takes like 10 seconds. There's already tools. Like, challenge exists. It only takes 1 kick? That's true. I don't know. I keep saying like this is the thing that bothers me. I guess it is a lot of little things combined, right? But like, additionally, the idea that like I am so sure that this is the answer because a robot told me it was, is like, that's also super annoying. Like, just what happened to your brain? What's wrong with you? You're not 8 years old. You've used Google before. He didn't die. He is out, though. Is how people pronounce about tell you if they're from Canada or the US? What I do as lazy American? Is how people pronounce about how you tell if they're from Canada or the US? I mean, oh, I see what you're saying. No, I can tell if they're from Canada or the US by just, like, general mannerisms. You guys are not subtle. But the boot thing is definitely there. Though, you gotta be careful, because I could just be from Minnesota. We're 5 years into AI, and we have AI news anchors and AI weathermen in Latin America. I'm sure that's great. I'm sure that's really great, and everyone loves it. Like that AI movie star they keep talking about, and it's like, yeah, she's a movie star, and now she's got her own agency and this stuff, and it's like, she's not in any movies yet. What are you selling? What is this? Who cares about? No one cares about this. Time to go to your home, Grandpa. What are you doing? Pulls a Big Mac out of my back pocket, dude. When we were in Cancun, we were on the elevator, and this guy gets on. He's like, "Oh, where are you guys from?" And I'm like, "Well, we're from Toronto." And then the guy beside us in the elevator is like, "Oh, I'm from Nigeria." And then the big guy's like, "Guess where I'm from?" And it's like, "You're from the United States of America." It's like, "Yeah, how'd you know? I'm from North Dakota." And it's like, I don't know, man. It's a mystery. Good guess on my part, I suppose. I never would have been able to figure it out. You are 6'2", 480 pounds with a big straw hat on, and you're sunburnt to shit. You're bugging people in the elevator on your vacation. I think call me Professor X. Also, I had this like weird situation where I was at one of the bars, and like in the lobby of the hotel. Like, it's a resort, so it gets fucking crazy. It's like a big party in the lobby every night. And this guy and I are both waiting for a drink at the same time. He's like, "You from Quebec?" And I'm like, "What? No, I'm from Toronto." And he's like, "That's not in Quebec." And it's like, "Nah, man, it's in Ontario. Where are you from?" And then, you know, he said Montana or something. But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why was Quebec, of all places, the first thing he thought of? I hadn't even spoken to him yet. Maybe he had heard my voice, but like, I was just like, what do Americans think about, like, global geography? Like, I was so... He might as well have asked if I was from, like, Albania. Like, it was just such a random choice. C rank was fun. Yeah, well, we got more ranks to go. Somebody's gotta lose, you know? Alright, beware a dog in Hoiquarlo. Storm knocked the power out, watching from my phone in the dark. Hell yeah. Beware a dog, gonna give him a smoosh. Still don't have him like the news anchors from Batman Beyond? Or I know what Batman Beyond is, but I don't think I ever watched it. Like a full episode. I remember being like, why is Batman so skinny? That was my only thought about it. Stinky and Buki up next. I don't hate Americans, though. There's a big thing in Canada where, like, a lot of Canadians resent Americans. And some of that is, like, just because of, you know, the reason the rest of the world resents Americans. And some of it is specifically because we're always compared to Americans. And there's, like, this assumption that, like, our culture is going to die out because of, you know, American culture being as much of a juggernaut as it is. But, yeah, I got nothing against my American peeps, obviously. Kind of a crazy way to just live your life. Just, like, being suspicious of people. Don't really blame anyone for resenting us. No, I think most Americans are like, I get it. It makes sense. Gotta watch it? Maybe I'll watch some of it tonight when I go to bed. Got another early morning tomorrow. I keep getting these... I haven't had to work at like 6 a.m. for like 4 months. And then this last week has been like 5 days. 6 a.m. starts. You're prepared to be hated? I think you're okay. Dude, that's the thing that's so funny to me. I don't know why I read YouTube comments sometimes, but sometimes on YouTube Shorts, my brain misfires and I end up reading the comments. And the thing that's really funny is that, like, Americans who, like, really hate Canadians, whenever there's any kind of argument, and, like, anybody says anything bad about America, they'll be like, oh, yeah, well, Canadians are the reason the Geneva Convention existed. And it's like, all right. So Canadians did some war crimes that, like, nobody justifies, like, 100 years ago, and you bombed a school of children, like, 3 weeks ago. Like, yeah, alright, man. If you gotta go back to, like, the 1910s, I don't know, man. I think that's probably a you problem. Catching up, that was a tough fight against Defense Pixie. Yeah, Defense Pixie is tough. You get to watch another Defense Pixie now. Well, it's the same Defense Pixie, but yeah. Stinky, gonna take it. 2-1. Bookie had a shot. Pew Q and Nurple. We commit war crimes every day. Yeah, but also that's a YouTube comment section. They're not... YouTube chat is one thing. YouTube chat on, like, a small channel is fine because it's just homies hanging out. My YouTube comments are probably, like, 70% normal, well-adjusted people. 99% of the rest of YouTube is awful and has been awful. To the point where there's been, like, a stigma. Like, as much as people talk about, like, oh, Redditors or whatever, people who leave negative comments on YouTube are, like, 100 times worse than, like, the worst Redditor you've ever seen. And there's some fucked up Reddits. Like, the amount of, like, respect I have for someone who leaves negative YouTube comments is, like, I don't know, man. Like, if you got hit by a car, would I care? Like, that's the kind of vibe that you give off as someone who leaves negative YouTube comments. There's just something about it, man. I don't know why, YouTube specifically, but it's like, something has gone seriously wrong in your life. Only hate Reddit mods? Dude, you can't hate Reddit mods after the Reddit mod video. You guys saw that, right? That was a couple of months ago now. Where the guy got, like, kicked and he made, like, a vaporwave video that was unintentionally very funny about, like, how mods are, like, should be, like, seen as royalty because they keep the site together and this and that. It was sick. That dude rocks. YouTube comments are median voters? You might be onto something. Pew Q, gonna take that one. Pixie's doing pretty good tonight. Is that real? It's very real. Yeah, no, that shit rocks. We'll watch it after this. Guys, stay till the end of the stream to watch it. There's an update yesterday, apparently? Oh my god. It's a Galley Joker? No, it's a Galley Naga. Like, it was so good. It's such a funny video that I didn't believe it was real. For like a couple of weeks. People kept posting and I'm like, yeah, that fake video. And they're like, no, it's not fake. And I'm like, you're kind of stupid. It's obviously fake. And then the more I read into it, I'm like, oh, actually, I'm Bobo the Fool. That shit was real as hell. You think it's the narcissism? I mean, some of that. I also think narcissism is a thing people like to throw around as, like, it's everyone's favorite buzzword right now. Especially, like, Facebook moms and Facebook dads. It's like, every time somebody is, like, a little bit obnoxious, it's like, this person's a narcissist. It's like, no, it's not. It's just you don't spend time offline talking to people anymore. Your brain has been rotted by social media. You think everyone's a narcissist. Ironically, narcissist to have that viewpoint in the first place. Cluster B personality disorders are deeply misunderstood. It's as bad as people saying like OCD. Like it's like this person's the narcissist. It's like no, they were just kind of a jerk one time. Or like they're a little bit annoying. Is like Nazi being used too much? I mean, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. I think there was a point where Nazi was like used to the point of it being like kind of like an obnoxious throwaway, but that was more of like a early 2000s like it's not like 2016 onward. Like people like to cry about it. People would say like they were like fucking even like Seinfeld, like soup Nazi, right? Like that kind of vibe of like anybody who was like dictatorial or like dictator-esque or whatever. I don't know. Dictatorial, is that the word? Is that a word? Did I make that up? Anyone who was like, you know, fascist or like had any kind of like iron fist in whatever role they were in was like a Nazi. And then that kind of made the word mean less. And then people used that, the whole like, oh, the word has been diluted. You can't call everyone a Nazi. Like, how dare you? That's disrespectful. To like cover up their own like, I'm not a Nazi. I just, you know, I think the Jews should move away. I don't want them dead. Like that, I just don't want to live with them. Like, I'm not a Nazi. Like, you can't call everyone a Nazi. And it's like, no, you are. You're just using a completely unrelated circumstance to, like, run cover for your own shitty ideas. Anyway, Cyberg wins that one 2-1. Yeah, there are a lot of one-taps in this tournament. Generous and Astrolad. Here we go. Despotic? Despotic is... that works too. Oh yeah, the fucking meme where it's like, I might be racist, but you were mean, and that's worse. Oh my god, it's such a actual belief that so many people have. Like, I have evil ideas, but I said them nicely, so how about you have a little decorum and don't tell me to fuck off? You've already lost on the battlefield of ideas by using profanity. Cool, you're gonna lose on the battlefield of real life if we ever meet. Alright, Generous and Astrolad, here we go. How many Nazis do we have in the US? I mean... do we need to do a head count? We got homies doing the fucking Nazi salute on stage, and then thousands of think pieces about how it actually wasn't a Nazi salute. Like, they're in your ranks, brother. Percent-wise estimate? It's probably not a big amount. But, I mean, 1% is too many. Damn. Generous. Going crazy. He's throwing his heart to the crowd. Oh yeah, of course. I love how their excuse was like, he's actually too much of a fucking freak to know what he was doing. Like... like, how embarrassing must that be? To just be like, all of these people think I'm too much of like a loser who like doesn't understand even like basic social decorum as a grown-ass man. No, he's just testing the waters. What breed of Suezo is that? That is Suezo Naga. TT and Bitsy. This is Pixie Fight? No, Bitsy is Racky. I think there's a compilation of Democrats doing the same salute. I'm gonna be real, if you watch that and you think it's the same, you need to get off social media. I'm not even like right now, like watching this is probably doing like irreparable damage to your brain. Like you probably need to go do some jumping jacks. It's not something that I'm willing to get into, but I've seen the video you're talking about, and if you think it's similar, like you might actually be cooked. It might actually be time to start reading some books. Facebook needs to be deleted? I mean, yes. The compilation is very clearly not the same. No, it's not at all. It's not worth entertaining. But yeah, it's to just like steer off of this a little bit. I will say nothing is more annoying than hearing people say you got to get off social media. Right? Like that's the most annoying shit to hear. It's like it's such a holier than thou, like I limit my social media intake. But dude, you fucking have to. It sucks to hear, and it's annoying because it's kind of in that same vein as like when somebody's like, "Oh, if you're depressed, just go for a walk." Why don't you just go for a walk? The shittiest thing about that advice is that it is good advice. It is good advice to go outside and go for a walk, chemical imbalance or not, because you will still feel better getting vitamin D into your body. And it sucks to hear because it's usually glib and it's said by someone who's kind of stupid and thinks they know more about you than you. But it's good advice. And I hate how good of advice get off Twitter, get off social media is, because when I stopped using social media as much, like I barely have any social media presence now. It's part of why, like, you know, the channel is kind of stagnated because I don't really promote stuff. I don't have a Twitter anymore. I like barely post on Blue Sky. I don't use anything really. And I'm fine with that because I am so much happier not doom scrolling. Used to go to the mall to get out of the depression funk. And it sucks to hear it because it's so simple and it gets stuck in your brain where there's almost like a authorial opposition where it's like, how dare you say that to me? How dare you try to fix my problem for me, right? And it's like, I'm gonna be depressed if I want. It's not necessarily gonna fix your problems. It's a chemical imbalance. That's Kato Joker. But it's pretending it doesn't help is like just choosing to be in that bad space, you know? And it's the same thing with social media. Not inherently anything wrong with it, like at a base level, but you really do need to stop doom scrolling. And it's helped me out so much, just not being on it as much. I'm gonna make myself miserable and you can't tell me not to? That's actually the vibe though. But I'm not like a go for a walk type of guy. I'm not going to tell you to do that. But I do understand why people say it, and I do understand that it is actually good advice. It's just, you need to know your audience. Because a lot of time when someone's saying that, they're not saying it for you. They're saying it in spite of you, right? You only watch science stuff on social media in Asmongold? Yeah, brother, I think you might be cooked. That's real unfortunate. Alright, what do we have here? Isn't the guy who gagged trying to drink water? I don't want to talk about Asmongold, man. It's so funny to be like, yeah, politics is bad. Also, I watch a lot of Asmongold to the point where I say he's basically the only thing I watch. Like, what are we doing, man? That was only game 1. He has some crazy takes. Yeah, he's a fucking freak. He's actively making the world a worse place. Just by, like, existing. No Diablo 2 tonight? No, not tonight. We gotta get some Monster Rancher out of the way. This is Diablo 2? Mentally, you were like, if only you understood how bad it really is, and a walk just feels so patronizing to be recommended. Oh, 100%. 100%. I totally get it. And same thing with social media. It's like, I'm not mad because of social media. I'm mad because the world's in such like a shit place. And I just happen to see that on social media. And it's like, I get it. Alright, you don't want to listen? That's fine. But yeah, so many times when people say that, like, you got to get off social media. It's not for the audience. It's for them to project how above it all they are, right? And that is fucking annoying. And that's why it sucks that it is actually good advice. Because most of those people suck as well. And you don't want to listen to them. Ironically, I didn't socialize much before social media, but that is likely because of the pandemic. I really thought the world was doomed. Yeah. A bunch of people's brains got cooked in the last 5 years. Thrice Dice gonna win that one. 2-1. Rest in peace, Nicotine, Mock Swagger, and Trolley Ollie. I agree with some. I can't imagine something he said that I would agree with. Just like straight up. I think I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to be insulting. This is going to put me in a bad mood. Alright, we got more trees, we got more trains. Trees and trains. Like illegal immigration stuff. Oh yeah, I'm sure Asmongold has some real good takes on illegal immigration. The guy who hasn't left his fucking room knows what it's like outside. Yeah, 100%. Sure, that's I'm sure whatever he thinks is like actually really well-rounded and like based on things that exist in the real world, and not some random bullshit that he imagined while he was getting his 900th takeout meal of the month, right? Like, giant wheel, big damage. Into the kamikaze, he got smoked. Train too strong. If the tree was on the train tracks, tree might have won. But he didn't win. Alright. We're getting to it. This next round determines who moves on to round 2 of the playoffs and who does not. We got Beware of Dog and Stinky up next. Tell myself he view bots, people aren't watching him. No, there's a lot of other neats that like him. He is as popular as he seems to be. Which is to say, if you spend 30 plus hours online a week, you probably know who he is. And if you have like a burgeoning social life outside, like you go out with friends and stuff, you probably don't know who he is. Back-to-back color Pandoras, they're strong. They're strong boys. We got Cat and Dog. Till as old as time. The diving press, the big miss. Cat got out of the way. Kamui still banned? In this format? Yes. Grew a garden of hanging air potatoes during the pandemic, and then I made friends in real life. Yeah, the common interests of survival food and Walking Dead and Falling Skies. Chicken Little vibes? Hell yeah, I love that for you. Hey, Mr. Beerfart. I liked it. I've played all the trees now. The summoning tree feels like hot ass. I just beat Diablo on normal with him, and I don't know if I just like am spec'd badly or whatever, but it's kind of miserable. The other two trees feel way too strong though, so I was extremely confused by that update. Dude, I was literally taking a nap and I woke up. It was like 2 in the afternoon and people in my Discord were talking about the Diablo 2 update and the new class, and I was like, what the fuck? I've never woken up and like been more awake from a nap in my life. Just immediately like bolted to the computer and downloaded that shit. I was so hyped. I remember you and I trying to get into D3 on day 1. Getting error 37. Jit, aren't there things in D4 to make even worse? Don't you people have phones? What's happening with Immortal? Is that still getting updated? I think it's a pretty fun class, though. It straight up feels like a D2 class. Like, there's nothing about it that's like, whoa, this changes the game. It feels like it's been there. At least, like, it feels like an expansion character. It's not as simple as, like, a base roster character, but it is, like... It has the same level of complexity as, like, a druid or assassin, I think. Get some recycled content for the 7 whales that sustain it. I actually have it on my phone. I downloaded it in an airport because I was killing time, and I'm like, I might as well try it. And I played it literally for 20 minutes, and then it's like, I'm going to uninstall this. And then I forgot to uninstall it. So it's technically on my phone still. How did D3 turn out? I had some friends who really, really liked it, but it didn't feel like a Diablo game to me, right? Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 are not... It's not that they're not APM heavy or anything like that, but it's more so that they just have like a very like kind of clunky old school ARPG vibe to them, which I really liked. And then Diablo 3 was a little bit more fluid, which some people really enjoyed, but it felt more like just an MMO to me. And like I didn't like the like, oh, the big boss is telegraphing their attacks. Oh, there's like environmental stuff you got to watch out for. Like, I don't know. I'd rather just like walk in and like click, 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 click. Boss is dead. GG's. Which is, I don't know. D2 is the perfect game. It's a perfect game. Is D3 bad? No. I don't like the vibes as much though. And that was the thing that everybody disliked about it, is that the first 2 games were like obscenely grimdark. And then 3 was like super vibrant and colorful. And then they're like, oh, ha ha ha, it's so vibrant and colorful. Let's make the secret cow level like unicorns and rainbows and shit. Ha ha, isn't that funny? And it's like, no, man, people didn't like this shit. I remember like Nightmare on launch being like unbeatable though. There was like certain mobs that would just like, it was like fire enchanted, or like the stuff that would like explode when it died would do like 10 times your HP. So any melee class just couldn't beat like Act 2 Nightmare. I really like D3 a lot after they fixed the launch version. I never experienced D1 or D2. So I'm coming from a different background there. Damn. The diving press. I just want to make sure that was not a 2-2. Okay, 2-1. See you in a month or 3? Alright, appreciate it. Cyborg's gonna win that one. 2-1. We're moving on to the next one. Generous and Bitsy up next. Falling Skies the show? Oh, alright. D3 is lackluster. I tap it when I see millions, billions, trillions all over the screen. Yeah, there's a lot of like, I don't know. I get it because DPS was so important in the game. But again, that's part of the MMO vibe that I didn't like from it. I get why they're doing it, but it is very WoW coded. And D1 and D2 are just like, I don't know. They're much more subdued. And then when stuff does pop off, it feels like really intense. One time I played Diablo games when I visited my cousin, and he let me play through like the very first chunk of the game. In Diablo 1 or Diablo 2? Let me got too spooked. Oh, it's actually scary. Yes, dude. It's a spooky game. D3 was battling Torchlight 2 because Torchlight is consisted of former D2 developers. I never played Torchlight. I have a lot of friends who thought it was really good though. So they made it colorful to like differentiate it. Yeah. I think it was D2. It's both of them are pretty spooky. I was talking about it on stream yesterday, but like I think D2 is like actually a perfect game. And well, this version of it currently is a perfect game. Going back, they improved a lot of things over the years. Launch was an obscenely different game. But just mostly it was just harder. But just the vibes of like, I can die here, like I don't know what's coming up next. If you're new to the game, is like it's actually spooky. And death feels like death can be like a really big pain in the ass if you are like not used to it or like you're not expecting it. So it can feel like everything matters, like every single interaction is really important. You don't want to die anywhere. Obviously on hardcore it matters even more, and you can just get like gibbed by random mobs, but it's 2-0. I'm just making sure. Yes. Okay, when I come here to check this, it looks like I've dropped some frames. I just dropped some frames. I hope you guys are still with me. This is more of an issue of the new setup. Like I've never like really dropped frames like this. Not in the last couple of years. But it's been happening. Bitsy wins at 2-0. Yeah, it was incredibly brief. Yeah, it said 300 frames, so it's like 5 seconds. Thrice Dice and Trolley Ollie up next. Shrice. I'm caught up streaming a bit. What's happening? We are playing through a tournament. Torchlight 1 and 2 are great, but they're more lighthearted and colorful than D3. Oh, I actually don't even know anything about it, really. There's something with D1 and D2 that makes it scary. Butcher's Room, yeah, for sure. And also just like little like limitations, like the frame rate and things like that. Like, I think D2 and D1 are kind of spooky because of like the bad frame rate, in the same way that people are like made uneasy by underwater levels in video games, because it feels like your control is kind of limited. And when you don't feel like you're in full control, everything's more tense. All right, train fight. Here we go. One of these advances. One of them. This is their last match of the DXBL. The Kamikaze. Thrice Dice gonna take game number 1. D1 ambiance is unmatched. I think D2 nails it as well. Googling it, I think I played 2 as a kid. The HUD looks most familiar. Yeah, D2 pretty spooky at the beginning. Damn, alright. Trolley, not out yet. We're going to game 3. And like different builds too. We got a tank and we got a speedster. UKMR fans trying to convince you the bad frame rate on impact makes their C-Force charging and teleporting moves with A accuracy more powerful. It procs bone wings, yeah. Oh man. Are tank controls in older horror games? Yeah. Trolley Ollie gonna take that one. So our 12 finalists are Piss Baby, Duck Wild, The Mold, Pink, Recoil Rex, Azorius, Big Mike, Wayward Son, Stinky, Cyborg, Bitsy, and Trolley Ollie. Congratulations to everybody. You will be fighting in Lightweight C Playoffs Round 2, the Lightweight Playoff Finals, as it were. So, next up, Piss Baby and Duck Wild. D2, you don't know how strong the damage of the Smith is till it hits you. Act 1 in D2 has like such an immaculate vibe to it. I think like that's part of what makes the game so great, is that the pacing is like perfect. The way it introduces different challenges to you is like done in a pretty like subdued pace. D1 has the advantage of only being one town and one dungeon, so it feels more cohesive innately. D1 being able to see like end game areas at the beginning of the game, well, for the most part, like being able to see dungeons you can't get into yet is kind of cool. D2 did feel like you could explore more though. And so when D2 and you're like, oh, I'm in an area I shouldn't be in yet, like how dangerous is it going to be? That's kind of spooky. D1 NPCs are creepy? Yeah, much more so than the D2 ones for sure. I do think D2 is like an inarguably better game. But I think if you played D1 first, you can be forgiven for preferring it. I mean, you can be forgiven for preferring it even if you think it's the worst game. But you get what I mean. It's one of those games that, like, depending on when you played it, like, it hits different. Duck Wild beating Piss Babies bareback button balls. Here we go. Game 2. First time one of my monsters done well, even if we're at C. C's fine. We got some anger. We got some beam showering. Leaf cutter 59%. Big miss. The flutter slap. Head boot. Another flutter slap. Another flutter slap. Duck Wild is going to take it. The flutter slap victory. Duck Wild going crazy, man. The Mold in pink up next. Flutter slap for the win. He did do it for the win. Alright. A variety of monsters in this tournament? Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Think about making a Monster Hunter based team in Monster Hunter 3 Stories. And I already got some that would fit perfectly. Yeah, apparently Stories 3 did, like, everybody's giving it like a 9 or like a 10 out of 10. I've never played any of the Stories games, but they do seem really good. I think I'm mostly over like turn-based combat in my games for the most part. Samurai kick, big damage. Is it out? I don't think it's out yet. Right? It's just people had advanced copies. Makes you so happy the mod changes pink to not actually being pink. Makes it so much funnier. Yeah, me too. Is it your monster? Because I always feel bad about it, but I do think it's a pretty funny accidental joke. How many ranks are there for lightweight? There's 3. There's rank B, rank C, and rank D. Unagarin is already a blue dog with ice powers. I can add lightning moves to him. That's true. You can get Tiger going. Mold. Mold gonna mold his way to a victory. Next up, we got Recoil Rex and Azorius. This is on winner's side, though, so none of these monsters are out. And all of them already advanced to the rank C finals. We're just doing this for seeding purposes. This week, I'm gonna get all of the actual files back in order, though. So, you know, Pixie, or like Plant Pixie will be Plant Pixie. Won't be Plant Dragon anymore. Pink was an inside joke with a friend of mine after I got sick of combining over and over again. I feel that. 69 on Lightning, pretty nice, but it misses anyway. Firebomb 78, you're exploded, brother. I'm fishing for a fight, brother. And then he sits on the firebomb. Damn, okay, game 3, here we go. Later this year, I'll actually try to make a tourney monster. Never done it before. I mean, if you want to enter something, we do have the Deluxe Cup at the end of March. You got a couple of weeks to put something together. Curse your mom by watching, and he's still in. He could win the whole thing still. Alright, now we got a fight. Two Tails, Rush Slash miss at 90%. Hits the Rolling Slash, it's gonna be enough. Azorius takes it. Alright, Big Mike and Wayward Son. Oh, I gotta put the freaking brackets in. Here we go. Monkey and Wall. Flattening, big damage. Flattening, big damage. Another one misses. Thwack. Misses. Well, he hits the thwack. Why did he miss? Big slap. Flattening L, big damage again. Wayward Son. He does love that flattening L, but they smell. You want to take your time? Because I got a lot of games I want to play first? Yeah, that's fine. Everyone's always running tournaments, even if it's not me. Slap, slap. Flattening. A little bit of damage there. Boomerang. A boomerang. Triple beams. Big damage on the triple beams. The wall is going to win it. Alright. We got Duck Wild and the Mold up next. I have spoken about this though, but like after DXBL4 is over and after the Deluxe Cup is over, Deluxe Cup will be over before DXBL4 is over. But I'm going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus from running tournaments. I'm probably going to start doing like a Macho Thursdays type thing where I just decide what I want to do week of. We throw open a sign-up sheet, and then that's that. Everything I've done for like the last couple of years has been like very... meticulous is the wrong word, but very structured. But will I be participating in tournaments? Brother, I haven't even participated in I barely participate in my own. Will I be wearing wigs? Maybe. That's honestly, not running my own stuff will open me up to enter other people's tournaments more. I want to do some more Monster Rancher 3. I'd like to do some more UKMR. Slap miss. Oh, beam shower, big miss there. Long punch? Hits the long punch. The mold gonna take it. It's been a long season, and also like before that we had the Monster Monday Madness or whatever, where every week we did a tournament for a different game. That was just game one, right? Also, it's not like, you know, people don't want to hear me say it. But I feel like I just need a break in general. I like doing the Monster Rancher stuff, but like, it's a lot. It's been a lot. Once I'm done the Rancher Rundown series, I think we're taking quite a long break from it. The problem, as I've talked about, is that, you know, streaming and stuff has become like a non-negligible amount of my income, so I gotta do something with it. It's not a lot of money, but it is enough that I would notice it if it was gone. The flutter slap miss. Chop, but Chop gonna miss as well. Flutter slap miss again. Chop hits at 19. Beak thrust into the flutter slap. Shockwave gonna miss. Beam shower gonna miss. Everything's missing. Long punch miss as well. Another long punch miss. 3 seconds left. He can still win it. No, he's gonna hit him with the bound. The Duck Wild takes game number 2. Game 3. Here we go. Might be getting back into streaming for those pennies soon. Hell yeah. Bounce stand. Big damage there. Mold down to half health. Slap. Big damage on the slap. The bound. It's bound to hit. Misses the flutter slap. What do we got? Shockwave at 30%. Long punch at 32. Samurai kick at 28. Oh, he hits it. The mold is going to winners finals. The mold did it. 2-1 for the Gaboo. Azorius and Wayward Son. Love to see me play Monster Hunter 3 Stories. It's a chore, there's no joy. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it, it's just... I think, and then the more I've like thought about this, we've talked about it. I think what's like most burning me out the most about streaming is the time of day I do it. Streaming at night is like, I was just the thing I was doing out of necessity. And I think going forward, I'll still stream every Monday night as like per tradition. But I think other streams in the future are probably going to be daytime streams. It's just, I'm not able to have as much like energy and be like excited as I would be if I was a little bit more awake, you know? And it's also like a lot of the times I'm starting late because I'm just like, I worked a long day and then I like try to force myself to stream and I start like an hour late because of it. And damn, the double kneel stabs, he's in trouble. Is he in trouble? He's got some big moves. Twister Slash can do a ton of damage. Lightning at 82%, that'll do it. Azorius. 1 win away from winners finals. Cut in 2, a little bit of damage. Rush Slash, a little bit of damage. Rush Slash, a little bit of damage. Wayward Son has some power. Power Tentacles. Damn. What I really need to like keep playing Monster Rancher on stream is for them to drop a new Monster Rancher game. And then that will bankroll me for a little while. I can just keep going. Cut into big damage. Azorius gonna take it. It's really just an issue of having too many hobbies now, right? But like, I don't know what I want to do with the boxing, if I want to try and like make a channel out of it or anything like that. Because I've talked about why. I don't want to have to read comments on like boxing videos. Like, I already read some of the comments on boxing videos and people are dumb as hell. We're talking about like bad YouTube comments earlier, and like how people who leave negative YouTube comments are like the lowest people on the planet. But it's nothing compared to people who leave negative comments on martial arts videos, because those people might actually be like medically unable to like go outside by themselves. Still wondering how to make a viable Zoom. We got a Zoom that did really well in the tournament tonight. Ooh, aerial claw, big damage. He's got anger though. Root combo miss at 64. Plant combo miss at 29. Slash claw's gonna do a good chunk, not enough to kill. Pink is still in it. Plant combo 31 gonna miss, and at 27 gonna miss. He's in trouble here. We're going to game 3. All YouTube comments are bad, but just the idea of hypothetical comments on boxing videos makes me cringe. Yeah. I wouldn't want to do it as like instructional. Like I don't think that's the vibe I want to take. Like, oh, here's my routine or whatever, right? As I look at all the skin on my knuckles that's like slowly peeling off from doing a round of no gloves on the bag yesterday. But it would be more like, if I was to do it, it would be more like narrative based, like talking about, I don't know, just my plans and what I'm doing. I don't really have a strong, like, I don't have a strong idea for it. Hey, Friendly, how are you doing? Piss Baby and Cyborg up next. Ideally, but I think I would like to try and like pivot to, in as far as like YouTube and streaming goes, is I would like to get the Rancher rundowns out of the way, get all that done, get a couple of video ideas out, and then work on videos as I see fit. But then start doing more of like a live game dev thing as I like learn how stuff works. I think that could be fun. But also, I feel like people watch game dev streams because they are expecting the person to know what they're doing. And that would not be me. I would be fucking floundering. Cyborg. Big damage. Ooh. Could be someone in the chat who can help, right? But then there's like issues with like, if they give me an idea and it works, and then, you know, hypothetically the game pops off and I make millions of dollars, they're like, oh well, that was my idea, I'm suing you. You never know, right? It's just a weird situation to be put in, being like public about it. Going for a Zoom, should I go for Fairy Saurian? Fairy Saurian is the strongest, yeah. I think Hound Saurian has the same guts rate. I wasn't paying attention. What's going on here? Is that 2-0? No, you hit him with diving press game 1. That'd be fun. I'm actually in school for game dev, so it'd be cool to see someone else trying to figure it out. I built a computer once on stream, never again. This kind of thing attracts weirdos. Oh, okay, yeah. I could see that. Like the most like ultimate type A chatters you can imagine, I bet. The punch. Piss Baby's still in it though. Headbutt, is it gonna be enough? Oh, he grits, they both grit. They can both swing. Who swings first? Leave Galling. 74%, it's gonna miss. Cyborg with 1 life. Throws the uppercut, it misses as well. 5 seconds left on the clock, he hits the punch. Holy moly. I'd love an open world Monster Rancher game where you explore and find discs and items. Beating other monsters could drop items. And climb mountains and stuff similar to Digimon World. I'm not as big on open world stuff, but I could see why people would like that. The 70 misses back to back. Cyborg is gonna take it though. Big Mike and Bitsy up next. Big Mike and Lil Bitsy. That's not the name. I cognito hazarded myself. Oh man. Here we go. It'd just be something different from Monster Rancher. New waters. Yeah, I feel you. Monster Rancher is cool because, like, with how limited it is in terms of, like, where you can go and stuff like that, it's really open in terms of just letting you do your own thing. So, I think it would lend itself to, like, an open world game without, like, a ton of instruction from, like, a computer or whatever. Do I start playing retro fishing games for 6 hours on stream? We could do that too. I don't know if I have the personality to carry that, but I think that's how you know you made it. God damn, the big swing throw. That's how you know you made it as a variety streamer. What's like really funny about my stream the longer it goes on is like Twitch as a platform is kind of falling off, right? And that's not to say that like because it's slowing down for me, like it's slowing down for everybody. It's just like in general, Twitch is like, you know, people aren't watching Twitch as much as they used to. But YouTube, especially like YouTube Live, is like consistently like getting more and more viewers. It's really interesting. It used to be that I could probably expect like 25% of my total viewers to be on YouTube, and now it's about 50-50 on any given stream. If these trends continue... Monster Wrangler? Recoil Rex and Trolley Ollie up next. I would never make an open world game, simply because it's not the type of thing that, like, you know, sparks joy in my brain. But also, it feels like it's one of those things where, like, scope is really easy to get away from you, and I have such a hard time saying no to stuff. Definitely watch more live stuff on YouTube and less on Twitch these days. I don't watch anything live on either. I watch VODs after the fact on YouTube. I'm willing it into existence, but like I've talked about, like, and this is like so like crass to say, like I wish I didn't have to stream anymore, because like I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It's just that I feel like having to chase metrics and stuff is something I don't enjoy. I would much prefer just streaming whenever I want and like not being anxious about it. Because right now I stream whenever I can, and I'm always anxious about it. And I have a potential new job lined up. I'll know probably end of April, beginning of May. And if I get it, I'll be able to like... I probably won't be able to stream as much, but I'll be able to have more fun with it, you know? Because I won't worry about money at all. Monster Rancher open world scene game where I gotta pay for the Torble Sea expansion that comes with Gel. The story is about killing Kingzilla, yeah. YouTube storing VODs and pushing people from streams to your pre-recorded stuff and vice versa helps? Yeah, I think so. Twitch slowly making things worse all the time? Actually, the reason he started using Twitch because I wanted to watch Deluxe Cup when DX came out. That's the Moose Bones effect, people. It's crazy that there's been people like in the community that long. Like it's crazy to think about. It's been 5 years. I started streaming. Well, I think did I make my first video? No, I was streaming before I was making videos. Because I wanted to run tournaments. And then I decided to make dude, like even for me the time frame is all fucked up in my head now. I don't remember what happened in what order. Okay, is that 2-0? Yes. No, it's 2-1. That was 3 games. Damn, dude. Joined about a year before DX, just couldn't join tournaments. Is there more than 4 associations in the Monster Rancher? Pimba, I'm the age one in Toggle. Adgima. I don't know. You're gone a bit, your phone is out of juice. Well, welcome back. We're almost done. We've been having a good night. Talking about, reminiscing about Monster Rancher and the good old days of Monster Rancher popping off on Twitch. I will say, you know, maybe it's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I had talked about even when I was like, maybe I can like make this a thing. When DX came out and I had a video hit like 100,000 views like almost immediately, and I had like 200 people watching my streams and stuff, I was like, maybe I can like make a go at this, but I need to tell myself that like not to get too comfortable and like assume it's gonna be like this forever. I remember saying that in like the first couple of days, because I was just like, Monster Rancher, it's like the hot newness, it's gonna fall off. People are not as obsessed with this game as I and you are, right? A lot of people just like it on the periphery, and there's so many YouTube channels and so many streamers who they have like a strike while the iron is hot mentality, and they go all in as soon as they get any kind of notoriety, and they think that's just going to translate forever, and then they spend like a bunch of money on merch, and they do this and they do that, and then it just ends up being a huge time sink. And like, I'm kind of happy at this point that I didn't make like a bunch of merch. I made a little bit of merch and I sold out pretty quickly, but I feel like if I had like gone all in and been like, this is my new career, I would just be sitting with like a shit ton of merch right now. Because I wouldn't have been able to sell it in the first month. Got the mochi pin? Hell yeah. I didn't really answer, but I think it is only the 4. And then whatever there is in Monster Farm line. Okay, that's 1-1, right? I'm just reading chat now. I'm not even watching the matches at all. Yes, this is 1-1. Alright, they're cutting 2 misses. What do we got? Shockwave, big damage. Azorius into the yellow. He's angry. Angry cutting 2. That's going to miss as well. 97% on Samurai Kick. He's super dead. He grits, though. He's still in it. Wear Moose Bones brand merch. It'd be cool to find another fan in the wild. I thought about making like pretty basic shirts with the logo. I think the logo like suits it. And that might be something we do in the future. Alright, so the mold moving on. The grand finals. Gaboo hype. We got Pink and Cyborg up next. It is kind of funny though, because like I started streaming Monster Rancher and talking about Monster Rancher because it's a thing I was very confident about. Both the like boxing and like game dev stuff. Maybe it's because I was so confident in Monster Rancher, and I still got tons of people just telling me I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But it didn't affect me because I knew I was right and I knew they were stupid. But, you know, for something like game dev, if I had a bunch of people berating me or saying I was wrong about whatever, I think it would be like harder for me to ignore it. Just wondering if there's a complete lore of Monster Rancher? Not really. Like, there are some through lines, but it's not like some like grand narrative that's like easy to parse. Do Redbubble, it's made to order so you don't get stuck with inventory. Yeah, that's true. I got this Redbubble shirt from a friend who was like, they're like, hey, I'm a little short on rent, like, buy some shirts, please. I bought the shirt, and it is like, yeah, I'm happy to help out the homie, but it's the shittiest quality shirt I've ever seen in my life. Like, the actual cotton is garbage, the print is fucking terrible. And I was just like, I'm not wearing this outside. I'll wear this when it's laundry day. Should have just given the homie cash instead of buying a shirt. There's one video on YouTube that claims to lay out all the lore. Who made that? Usually screen print, which cracks immediately. Yeah. Get a specific kind of shirt. The Heather tees, the like gray, like it's not like a flat color. It's like the dark gray and the light gray like woven together. But like you can get that with other colors. So it's technically what this is. You can't really see. The print has dyed into the fabric. Send the link of the vid. One sec. Yeah, the Heather has nothing to do with the printing. Heather is 2 or more colors like woven together. I'm trying to think of who could have possibly made the Monster Rancher lore video. And it would have to be either like Sneck, or it would have to be like Guide to Nerdhood. I don't know who else would claim to know everything there is to know about it. Maybe it was someone else. Heather was a shade of green. I do think it's funny, not to put him on blast or anything, but Snack had a video about, like, was it like secrets in Monster Rancher or something? And John Legend lore cup video goes hard, yeah. No, it's Triblend, okay. I think that's what my car wash is. Pink gonna win that one 2-1. they had a video about, I don't remember how it came up, but in the video they talk about the disc, or like something, was it like the Moo fight or whatever, or like it's assumed that the God Slate is to get the Moo fight or something, and it's really funny when you can tell somebody is just like copying something that they saw online, because the verbiage, and they mentioned that they had used Cutting Room Floor as a reference, but they use specific verbiage that didn't make sense in context of like what they were talking about, because that same verbiage was in the Cutting Room Floor description, which didn't make sense in the context that the Cutting Room Floor was talking about, because that came from a direct quote from a video I made where that line does make sense in context. But my video was like, when I mention the God Slate, I say the God Slate's actually the reason you go to Korea in the first place on the expedition. And the reason I say that is because I talk about how it's easy to forget that the reason that Talico asks you to go is not actually to get the Phoenix Feather, because everyone associates getting the Phoenix Feather with going on the Korea expedition, right? So I'm like, the God Slate's important. That's actually the reason he asks you to go. It's not about the Phoenix. The Phoenix is just a thing that randomly happens. And then in the Cutting Room Floor description of the God Slate, where they talk about how the God Slate was a cut content boss battle with Moo, because they watched my video and decided to upload my like assumption, like the thing that I said is not fact, but it probably is like related. They uploaded that as fact, and then they said also, the God Slate's actually the reason you're going to the Korea expedition, and it's like, but they don't mention the Phoenix at all. So it sounds really weird out of context. It's like, why would you phrase it like that? And the reason you phrase it like that is because you are copying what I said verbatim. And then Sneck read that and then put that verbatim into his video and also didn't mention the Phoenix. So it sounds just like really weird having people be like, this item, the God Slate's an item you can get in a Monster Rancher 2, and is also actually the reason you go to the Korea expedition in the first place. And it's like, why would you phrase it like that? You would say you were asked to go on an expedition in order to get the God Slate, if you weren't just copy and pasting someone else's thoughts, right? But because it's easier to just like copy a thing that's already been written, you don't have to do any like there's no brain power that needs to be put into like making it make sense in context. I don't know. It's such a small thing, but because it's phrased in a specific way, you can tell it was copied, right? I don't know. It's just silly. So now there's a video out there talking about claiming that the God Slate is cut content from Monster Rancher, when instead it's we don't know. We're just assuming because someone read that on the Cutting Room Floor wiki. And the Cutting Room Floor wiki says it in the first place because they watched the video that I made. So I made a video, and then it got like telephoned into a website and then into another video. Time to expose them in a 45-minute video. I think it took me 45 minutes to get that fucking idea out. Holy shit. I'm way too tired. No, they're a good guy. They're good people. It's just funny how it's like a copy of a copy, you know? Photocopy ran out of ink? I see that. With that level of thought from humans as a norm, who say AI isn't intelligent after all, I don't think they're stupid. I think it was just someone exaggerated an assumption and someone exaggerated that exaggeration. Can't remember who made the lore video, but it does cover Monster Rancher DS's weird ending. That I think that might be what you're talking about with the Sneck video. People aren't ready for my Ragnarok boss fight. Monster Rancher Advance 2 is an Ultraman reference. Yes, what else could Ragnarok and Monster Rancher be a reference to? But yeah, it's not something that's like, there's no expose. It's not like we need to rag on them for it. I just like, I have a very different mentality when it comes to making videos, right? Like even with the combining video, right? Like the combination video I put out, it took so long because I wanted to make sure I didn't misspeak anywhere. I didn't get any of the info wrong. Even though I already knew like 90% of it off the dome, I had to keep rewriting it because I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Okay, let me rewrite it. How do I fit that in? Where would that go? Oh, I have to rejig this whole section. So when someone just like, you know, is making stuff up or whatever, like I think it's noticeable. Challenge of the Monster Rancher trivia, winner take all. I mean that's unfair, but there was a funny like portion of time where Sneck came into the Discord and was like, this is putting him on blast for no reason. He doesn't deserve this, but just like when he first appeared, he was basically like, I am the encyclopedia on Monster Rancher because what's his name, gym leader Ed or something had said that he was his friend who knew more about Monster Rancher than anyone else. And I think he had like kind of taken that to heart as like a nobody knows as much about Monster Rancher as me. And it's like, oh no, we're all freaks, brother. We all know everything there is to know. I don't even think I know the most. I think the only thing that I know more about Monster Rancher than anyone else is the sounds, because I think I'm like the only person for the most part who can like functionally play Monster Rancher blindfolded. And everything else is like a community effort. In my defense, I was kind of tired when making the post since I just played like 14 hours of the A2 nonstop. Yeah, I wonder if it has anything to do with the Ragnarok that already existed in Monster Rancher. No. Making videos is hard. And it's easy to care too much and like be too precious about it. But you know, it is what it is. 1-1, right? 1-1. Poison gas didn't work? It did. I heard it. Post was basically me guessing why you need specifically Angel for Ragnarok. Light-powered monster. I mean, it wouldn't be the first Ultraman reference. You're getting old? It's okay. We're all getting old. We're all gonna die, Lisa. Alright, Wayward Son wins that one 2-1. We're getting to the end of the bracket, and thank God, because I'm getting sleepy. And it's obvious because I'm just like... I'm sundowning. This is the easiest way to put it. I'm just done. A1 has a pixie that is... What's the reference? Tried using Game Shark in Monster Rancher 2. There are several items that have question mark names, like the pipe, blue powder, etc. Yeah, there's lots of items in the game that... Like, you can get the Galley Mask in your inventory through cheats and stuff like that. They all have descriptions. Okay, here we go. Ultima. JP name is Ultra. Dex entry is along the lines that she comes from the Land of Light and can only fight for 3 minutes. That's sick. That's really cool. Nope. Beam shower. You got exploded. Natural grit. It wasn't enough. Weapon throw. Ooh, the weapon miss. I-beam, big miss there. 2 in a row. 3 in a row? Still dodging, though. Spin kick. Duck Wild still in there. Bitsy's in the lead, though. 15 seconds left. Duck Wild needs 1 hit here to move on. It hits it. 3 seconds left. Holy moly. The Duck wins it. Duck is unstoppable. That's a little bit stoppable. Bitsy and Pink, congratulations on 5th place. Wayward Son and Duck Wild. Here we go. Wow. I haven't watched Ultraman in a while. Watching it on your portable DVD player. Your big black Radio Shack digital portable phone. Oh no. And the little red light won't blinking. Little red. Is it little red light is blinking or won't stop blinking? I don't remember. Sounds of Wayne, sick band. Stacy's Mom, obviously a very good pop song that people like to talk shit about because they pretend it's a novelty and not like one of the greatest like power pop songs of all time. But that whole album is so good. I wouldn't even say whole album. There's like 18 songs on it. 14 of them are really good. They don't have regular TV setup down here? Got your portable player with Xmas money? Hell yeah. Oh, the flattening misses. Gets I-beamed. 1 life to live. Look at that. They're just like hating on things for being popular. I think because the lyrics are funny, people assume that means it's not serious, and if it's not serious, it's not good. I also remember when I thought Triceratops was an unlockable monster in 2. It was dating there all along. Dude, I've told this story, but I remember talking to a friend about it because he had the code on a file on his memory card that had all the cards unlocked. So he was like, dude, I got to see all the monsters. It's so sick. And I'm like, oh, I want to see the Triceratops. And he's like, yeah, my buddy had the Triceratops. He's really cool. And I was like so excited to see it. And then I was like, where the fuck is the Triceratops? Alright, so Duck Wild goes out in 4th place. What a run. Azorius and Wayward Son up next. Jesse's Girl can be a serious song, and so can Stacy's Mom. Stacy's Mom is the better song. It's like way more interesting musically. What happened to Triceratops? Is it in the code somewhere? No, it's a really, really bad date in there. Tiger Zoom. If someone drew it, only like seeing like concept art or something and thought it was a dinosaur. Which is like kind of understandable because the way it's set up is supposed to kind of look like a Triceratops, like really vaguely. Like the hair on Tiger's head is more of like a Triceratops crown. It's just really bad box art. It's like Mega Man holding a gun. Same vibe. Yeah, I enjoy listening to Bohemian Rhapsody, but I have no idea what the song is about. But he just killed a man. Put a gun against his head, pulled the trigger, now he's dead. Oh, needle stabs, big damage. Needle stabs, big damage. 1 life. We're seeing so many natural grits. We've seen like 3 in the last 3 sets. Oh, lightning's gonna land. Is that it? One of these days I'll pay attention to what happened in the match before, but I think I'm literally too tired to be paying attention anymore. What are we, is that? Yes. The natural grit for the win. 2-0, Azorius, we are getting a run back. Azorius wins it. The Mold and Azorius, here we go. Rematch. She Mold? Alright, we're gonna do a bet. This is the last match of the night. Azorius needs to win 2 sets back to back. The Mold only needs to win 1. I'm gonna put the timer on. Keep that in mind when you're betting. Mold only needs to win once. Azorius needs to win twice. So the Mold is preferred here. Prediction is live. Who do you guys like? What do we got? Dude, people gotta like just stop pretending they know more than me about Monster Rancher. All right, 99%. We got a huge bet on the Mold. Here we go. Long punch. A little bit of damage. Million stabs. Good damage there. Long punch again. Next hit wins. Here we go. Million stabs. Ooh, that was a good play. The Mold can win it with Shockwave. He hits it. 145 on the crit. He's now 1 win away from winning the whole thing. Fuck. Oh, wait, no. It's best 3 out of 5. It's always best 3 out of 5 for finals. All right, Mold up 1-0. Here we go, game 2. There you go. When it comes to Monster Rancher, dude, like, so somebody commented on my Monster Rancher how to play video, and they were like, "Don't buy DX. It's too hard. They made the lifespan shorter, and that means it's bad. It's too difficult now." And I was like, no, they just made the lifespans what they were in Japanese. It's fine. And, like, they made them longer in the West because they thought Western gamers were babies who wouldn't be able to handle it. And, like, maybe they were right. And this guy wrote, like, 3 paragraphs. Like, I'm pretty sure they made it longer because of the bug that cuts lifespan in half. And it's like, what are you talking about, bro? Was it talk back on release? No, it was like 2 days ago. The Mold just gonna win it 3-0. Just gonna smoke him. Very, very small payout. But, you know, we saw it. Maybe it's the errantry bug he's confused about. I think it's the errantry bug he's talking about. But, like, the errantry bug added 3 weeks of lifespan loss. It wasn't like, it didn't cut your lifespan in half. I guess it could add more if you went when you were really tired, but 100 disc chips turned into 101. Hell yeah, that's sick. Anyway, let's take a look at the standings, and then we'll go raid somebody. So the mold undefeated, eh? Damn, look at this. So we got the mold, 6 wins. Azorius with 6-2. Wayward Sun, Duck Wild, Bitsy, Pink, Cyborg, Trolley Ollie, Big Mike, Piss Baby, Recoil Rex, Stinky. All of these monsters that I just mentioned will be advancing to the finals. They all have a shot to win DXBL Rank C Lightweight. Very excited. No Reddit mod video? Oh yeah, we'll watch that. And then Beware of Dog, Generous, Pew Q, and Thrice Dice just barely missing the cut. Astrolad, Buki, Good Luck, Have Fun, Hoy, Mock Swagger, Nicotine, Nurple, TT with 17. And then Bapper, Duckenstein, Nero, Surprise, Sucker Punch, TGAC, or TGIAC. Turkish Hair not doing particularly well tonight. It happens sometimes. TT, we saw TT get her first win. TT did it. Okay, let's check out the Medit Rod. I don't want to watch the whole thing. Wait, no, this is... I need to find like a clip of it. I don't want to, it's like 20 minutes long. I don't want to put the whole thing on. Okay. Yeah, it's from Livestream Fails Top Mod. So like Livestream Fails is like detritus. Like I've been to it like once or twice and it is a nightmare. It's just like one of the most evil places on the internet.
Hello, Spez, Mr. CEO of Reddit. I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. If not, I hope anybody who cares about the topic in this video can get this to him in any way that you can. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness, and that is of Reddit moderation and the state of your platform. But first, some background. I'm Brian, or Stale2000, or Tarot Card. I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/livestreamfail.
We're not watching the whole thing, but like you get the vibe, right? Like you get it. Dude, we don't need to watch anymore. You already know. Also, I don't want to be a react channel, right? I don't want to be the guy just like laughing at lol cows. Yeah, let's raid somebody. See who's chilling right now. Capcom Cup is, dude, I have not been paying any attention to fighting games. I didn't realize Capcom Cup was going on right now. Mara streaming, Loki's streaming. Got a lot of homies streaming tonight. E Street? We haven't raided E Street in a while. Anyway, thanks for watching. When will I be live next? Brother, you better believe we'll be live Thursday night. Are we going to be live Thursday night? Maybe. Probably. But we'll probably just hanging out. Maybe I'll be doing more monster editing or something like that. But yeah, we're sleepy. See you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Diablo 2 Thursday. I'm down to play more Diablo 2. And I'm gonna be honest, it didn't do as badly as I expected it to. Like I did not have good viewership, but I didn't have very good viewership tonight either, so it's not too bad. I had like 70 people between 2 platforms watching tonight, which is, you know, low for Monster Rancher. Did he just... Nah, anyway. It looked like he dropped off, but he did not. Anyway, see you guys. Appreciate you watching. Love ya. Bye-bye.